the fine print to apply, there's so much of it. You could hide a dead body in there and nobody'd ever find it.
If you started counting to 1 billion right now, one number a second, you'd be 32 years older by the time you finished. Senator Kennedy used that math to make a point about insulin prices the rest of Congress keeps avoiding. Welcome to American Hearings.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thanks to all of our witnesses. Dr. Kowalski, thank you for giving so much. Have you ever heard the expression yada, yada, yada? What does that mean?
Yada, 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 man?
Yeah.
On and on and on?
Yeah. We've had so much yada, yada, yada
Thank you.
about affordable insulin. Not from people like you, but from us. We've been nibbling around the edges for years. Dr. Rogers, thank you for giving so much. Let me ask you a question. Do you have health insurance?
Fortunately, as a government employee, I do have health
And
insurance.
it's pretty good, isn't it?
It's pretty good, Senator.
Now, who do you think needs affordable insulin? Who do you think needs capping the price of insulin at $30 or so more? You or a homeless or an uninsured person?
Was that to me, Senator, or to
You.
Dr. Kowalski? Well, as you asked the question, I think the person who's less available to afford it would probably benefit more.
Yeah, we got 30 million people who are uninsured in this country. And some of them are diabetic, too. Now, Senator Shaheen and Senator Collins have a great bill. Senator Warnock and I have a bill, too, on insulin. It's called the Affordable Insulin Now Act. And we're working closely with Senator Collins and Senator Shaheen. Our bill would cover everybody. Everybody. Whether you have health insurance or you're uninsured, because a lot of people become uninsured. Now, I know our health insurance companies, and God bless them. They're trying to work with us to lower the cost of insulin, and they have these programs. They call them patient assistance programs. So if you're uninsured and you can't afford your insulin, they'll work with you. But have you ever tried to apply for one of those programs? Have either of you, any of you? Oh my God. First, the application process. The fine print to apply, there's so much of it. You could hide a dead body in there and nobody'd ever find it. Number two, they send the medicine to your doctor, not to you. So if you got a job or if you don't have a job, you got to go to the expense of driving all the way to your doctor's office, probably have to pay your doctor to get the medication. I mean, that's a special kind of stupid. These free programs only cover 1 or 2 forms of insulin. And get this, yeah, they'll give you cheap insulin, maybe free insulin for a month or 3 months or at best a year. And then after a year, you go in one day and instead of $30, it's $567.23. And you go, oh my God, I got to go sell blood plasma to be able to afford it. We need to stop nibbling around the edges. We need to be smart enough to figure this out. And the cost, I think it could be done for $250 million a year. And I'm not talking about taking out a reverse mortgage on Alaska and borrowing more money. I'm talking about finding it in our budget. Elise, let me ask you a quick question. You probably don't know the answer. I had to look it up. But if I started counting to 1 billion right now, right this moment, in 2023, and I counted, y'all listen to this, you may know the answer. I counted one number a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I counted all day and all night. And I counted in the shower. And I counted between bites of a Pop-Tart at breakfast. I keep counting and counting. How long do you think it'd take me to count to 1 billion?
A very long time.
You know how long? Right, I told you were smart. It would take me 32 years. For 1 billion, I'd be 55. It would be 2055. I wouldn't make it. Now, you know how big the federal budget is? That's just 1 billion, folks. The federal budget is $6,000 billion every year. And we can't find 250 million to cap the price of insulin? Let's do it right. No more yada, yada, yada.
Thank you.
Welcome back to American Hearings. Kennedy opens with yada yada, his shorthand for years of empty talk about affordable insulin without real action. He then walks through, in detail, why the insurance industry's existing patient assistance programs fail uninsured diabetics in practice. A buried, hard-to-navigate application process, medication shipped to a doctor's office instead of the patient, coverage for only 1 or 2 insulin types, and free or cheap insulin that expires after a year, jumping overnight to over $500. His proposed fix, the bipartisan Affordable Insulin Now Act with Senator Warnock, would cap costs, regardless of insurance status. Kennedy's most memorable moment is the live counting demonstration, pointing out that counting to 1 billion at 1 number per second would take 32 years, and that the federal budget is 6,000 of those billions every single year. The point lands because it reframes a relatively modest $250 million. Ask what Kennedy estimates the fix would cost against a budget so large that most people, including senators, struggle to conceptualize it. Subscribe to American Hearings.